Hi friends, so now we will see projects, or we can say the basic project that we will start from, and this is related to AIML and data science. Even in this series we will bring lots of projects related to AIML and data science. So let's get started with our first, or we can say the basic project. So it is nothing but we will have some basic structure or some basic question, and on the basis of that we'll have to frame logic, right? So in this journey we will start making concept from basic to advanced. So let's say we have two parts here. Part one consists of following questions. We will see them in the below section as well. You can read them one by one, and all the solution are here with the solution, right? So first is what is saying, measure and display how much time it takes to execute the code. Optimize your code to reduce the time, right? So for that we import time, which will keep telling us that okay, this is the time our code has taken to execute, right? And in start time we are accessing the time function. Okay, now let's again we will definitely going to do some necessary library to be included in our project. So these are pandas, numpy, and the random to get the random numbers. The first question is create a pandas data frame consisting of 4 columns and 20th rows, right? Second, it is telling that column 1 should have values between 0 to 25th. Third, column 2 should have value between -10 to 40. So let's start. First we are defining our column first. So column first should have value between 0 to 25. So again we are defining a range of 0 to 25, right? Then we are telling that okay, the second column should have value between -10 to 10. Okay, so here we are defining values from -10 to 10. Okay, and this is nothing but the random samples that we are passing. Here we have created a data frame, or we can say, right, this is the index we are defining, or the dictionary key, that is column 1. Column 1 will have these value, column 2 will have these value. The third next question is column 3 should have value by multiplying column 1 and 2. Perfect. So we are defining a df, that is a variable pd.data_frame, right? Here we are calling a data frame. First we are converting this data into a data frame, right? Now we are accessing df.column3. That means we are creating a new column, because here is a sign of equals to. Okay, and we are telling that just store column 1 multiplied by column 2's value into column 3. So this would have been successfully generated. Now next question is column 4 should have value positive if column 3 is a positive number, right? So next is what, column 4 should have value negative if column 3 is negative number. So that means we will have another column, that is column 4, and there will be positive value if the column 3 is positive, and there will be negative value if column 3 is negative. So we are doing that inside a loop for I in range length of our this data frame column 3, right? So this loop will execute till the end of this data frame, and we are defining a new variable k equals to df.log I, the value that the iteration value in column 3. Okay, so it will get the column 3 each values in the k. Now if k is greater than 0, that means if the number is positive, so column 4 will denoted as positive. Else, that means if the number is negative, that would be negative number. Perfect. Now next question is create a new data frame of 1 column and 20 rows having random alphanumeric values of size 5. Name the column as password. So here we have defined n as 20 because we need a data frame of 1 column and 20 rows, right? So here from pandas.testing import rents array, we are importing this. So now we are saying that okay, s array should have pandas and utils testing rand array 5n, right? So 5 to n. Here we can directly provide 20 also, but we are doing in such way because we may require this n below the line. Now df1, that is new data frame, equals to pd.data frame of this s array. Okay, so here the random number of 1 to 10 would have been generated. Okay, and alphanumeric value of size 5 will be there. Next question it is asking that merge both the data frame to one single data frame. This is very simple. What we will do is we will say that okay, df dot password is my new column, we can say, and there will have a df1. Now create a two new column, that is word and number, by separating the alphabets and number from column password. Okay, so in the password we will extract this string, right? Then we are importing re. Okay, let's say what it will do. We are telling that alpha is our new array for I in range, length in password, right? And text would be our df.log I password, so the iteration value of this password. Then alphabet re dot find all right. So here we are only extracting A to Z and A to Z. That means we are extracting word here, and we are telling that in that alpha just append that word, right? Secondly, we are telling that okay, df dot alphabet will now contain all the alpha value, right? And df dot number will contain all the number value. Okay, hope it's clear. Now it is telling that now it is asking that create a new column anomaly. This column should have value found if the row entry in number is empty. So we are telling that okay, df dot fill any if there are any value. That means if the value is empty, then just clearly mention that there is no number. Okay, so now again we are iterating this in the number column, and we are telling that okay, into k just give me that number if k equals to no number. That means if that is any value, so just say that anomaly found. That means blank value is found, and if it is not, then just return me what that empty string. So insert a new column date by inserting the current date, that is format is also giving. So to accessing the date thing, we will have to import from date time, import date. Okay, and to get today's date, what we will do is we will say that date dot today function. Okay, it will return me the date. Now we have to access in this format, so what we'll do is in df dot date, this is new column today, that means the date we got in current date here, and string f time, so this will give me the date type in this format, that is bdy. Okay, so it will give me the value in month, day and year. Now it is asking that insert a new column time by inserting the current time. The format is hours, minute and seconds. Again from date time we are importing date time. See, I am looking these function in between these because it will get handy to us, like when we need these function. After that, when the practice comes into handy, what we will do is we will write all the libraries separately, and we will do a logic below. So here we have accessed the date time. Okay, and the date time is now we are defining the time, and we are extracting the hours, minute and second from that date time. Okay, now the next question is create a new column comment. This column should have value non-office hours of working if the row entry in time is not between 9 a.m. to 7 a.m. Got it? So here we are again doing a one iteration, that is I range in df.time. Okay, and a will have the value of that time, like what is the time at first position. Then a will have the integer value of that a, right? So this is the a, so this will have the integer value of whether it is hourly value. If a is less than 9 or a is greater than 19, that means if the time is 9 or if the time is 7, 19 is nothing but 7. So df.log I comment if this condition meets, so non-office hours of working. So if it is below this and after this, then it is non-working hours of working. So export the data frame to Excel, CSV, HTML and JSON format. So here To get the Excel format, we will use to Excel. To get the CSV format, we will get the data.csv. To get the JSON format, we will get the this format, and to get the HTML format, we will get this format. And finally we are telling that okay, just end the time here, because it will print the time slats here. So first I will execute this code, then I'll show you where the file got created and how they look like. So let's run it. You can see that the time taken is 12 point something 70 seconds, right? So what we can do is, now we got this, how the time get printed, and next thing we will check these files how they look like. Okay, so I'm getting into my folder and I'll open this. First I'll show you that this is the data.html file. Okay, the last one, we can see that. So it got in this way. So here you can see this is the column 1, our random value, column 2 the negative value, right? Column 3 again the value, column 4 is denoting where the positive and where the negative values, column 5 that is password, as you can see that the random password that we generated, the alphabet values in column 1. All right, so this will give me the alphabet value from here and numeric value, the alphabet value from password and numeric value inside that. Then the number, if there is no number, just tell me no number, right? Again if there is no number, it is telling me no number, and if there is no number, it is telling me the anonymity found, right? That means the password do not contain any number. This is the date that we got from date, and this is the time that we wanted to get it. Now I will show you the JSON format. So in the notepad, this is the JSON. You can see that the JSON value will look like this. If you convert this JSON into the text format, okay, so you can see the proper value. I can show you how it look like. I'm copying that from there and just googling it into text. So if we open any of this, so what I'm doing is paste our data here. So it will be our JSON data, right? And in which we want the output in. So you can see that this the column 1, column 2, column 3, okay, and these are the value inside those column. So since it will get a better or we can say clear picture about the data. Now what next is our data.csv and data.xls. so here you can see, if we see the csv, so this is the csv file, and if we check the xls, so this is the excel file, right? So yeah, this way we can do that. This is very simple. You can also do that and practice as much as you can. Now second, it is asking that just automate all the tasks listed in part 1. So this is the task we have to automate, like whenever user run these programs, so this value should work properly, right? So these are the condition. Your function should be able to create data set with n rows, where n defined by the user and n is integer. Your function should be able to export data set into local machine in Excel, CSV, JSON, again in the same format. User can choose this. Purpose of the function is to allow user to generate a data set with n rows and store it on local machine. You might need to write a web of complex iteration function. Here hint is also given that you might need to write web of complex interrelated function to make a flawless automation. Write individual or interrelated function to automate steps in part 1. Anything that need just trigger to start and auto execute all the steps. Now let's start with one by one. First question was, we have to create a pandas data frame consisting of 4 column and 20 rows, where column 1 will have 0 to 20 positive value 25, and column 2 will have minus 10 to 10 values, right? So again we are defining a function f1 which will our global data rows. These are the global variable, right? Here rows is our n, importing the necessary library that we did in first part. Again column 1 and column 2 is defined same as we did. Now data will be our column 1 equal to column 1, column 2 equals to column 1. This will get the data. And first we are printing that create a pandas data frame consisting of 4 rows 4 column 1. All right, so if we execute this, you simply get the definition of function 1. Now the function 2 will have the third column details that should be value that should contain value of multiplying column 1 and 2. So again, global df, importing the necessary libraries, defining the df panda, that is data, right? And now what I'm doing is I'm telling that okay, df column 3 should have column 1 multiplied by column 2 value. So if I do that, it is also executed. Now the column 4 should have value positive, okay, if column 3 is a positive number, whereas column 4 should have value as negative if column 3 is negative number. Again, global df, then we are importing pandas and numpy, looping one loop, that is I in range length in df column 3. K will contain the each value of column 3. If k value is greater than 0, that will have a positive impact. If k will be minus or less than 0, that will have a negative impact. All right, let's execute this one also. Now next thing, create a new data frame of 1 column and 20 rows having random alphanumeric value of size 5 and name the column of password. So here we are defining the fourth function. Okay, again df1 is our global which contain the data frame value, right? Now it is telling that okay, pandas and numpy are there, and from panda testing import that random array that we did. All right, because it is a password column. Okay, so in finally once the value is stored here, we are telling that in df1 pd.data frame just store these values, okay, and print the seventh statement. Now merge both the data frame to one single frame, again getting the df global. All right, then importing pandas and importing numpy and telling that in df password just that df1. So merge the data frame to single data frame. Now create a new column, that is word and number, by separating the alphabets and numbers from column password. So if the password contain a number, it will separate and it will get the number, and it will separate the word if there are any. So for that again we will do the same method, that is extract backslash d plus, right? So it will split that. Now import re. All right, again alpha is our array for I in range length of password. So each value of that password will first come into text, then text will decide that if alpha dot array find all, if there is a to z and a to z values. Okay, so just append here. If that is not, just contain that into number, because number are already stored here. So df dot alphabet will have alpha value and df dot number will have number value, and we executed this. Okay, so based on this regular expression we are able to find the values. Now create a new column anomaly. This column should have value found if the row entry in number is empty. Again anomaly, if there is no value, print and nothing, and if there is no value, print anomaly, or we can say found. If there is no value, just blank it. So again global df panda numpy we needed. We are saying that just fill na to no number. For I in range length in number, just contain that number in k. If k equals to no number, if k equals to no number, just tell that okay df dot log or anomaly equals to nothing. All right, and execute this one also. Now the 11th statement is insert a new column date by inserting the current date. Again we did as above, we are doing the same thing here as well, but this time we have inserted all those logic inside a function. Okay, so on so forth. We have also done the same thing with f9 where we are getting the time. All right, time column. Now, in the final statement, what we are doing is the non-office hours of working we are getting, because if the time is less than 9 a.m. and greater than 7 p.m., so it will tell that this is non-office hours of working. So we have made separate function for that as well. Now these are the function for exporting data in XLS, exporting data in data CSV, exporting in JSON and HTML, right? And here is our main function. So in the main function, we are passing row and format, importing time to get the time. Now these are all the function. Starting the main function, we are calling all function. Okay, we are telling if format is Excel or format is XLS or format is EXEL, because user can insert any format that he want. So just run F11. If format is in CSV or anything that user print, the user insert that goes to F12. If format is different, just go to F13. If it is in HTML, call F4. If format is all right, all format you want, so the just run all the code and end our time, print that time this must taken, end that function. Okay, and finally I'm running the function. So here what I'm passing 33. So 33 is what our role that it will take. Format I want as HTML. Okay, so it will run only this code, right? So again, if I run this, yeah, so the code successfully run, and you can see that all the print statement that we have inserted in each function are also printed. This is the time that is taken. So here you can see this time it took 0.081 second, whereas it has taken time here, you can see that 12 second. You can see the difference that doing things in one program or doing same thing in functions, right? So this is the speciality of the functions. So yeah, thanks friends.